I tried user testing every day for about 3 weeks, and I made $2. Two. You heard that right. You may be thinking that I did something wrong or that I simply didn't give myself enough opportunity to make more. But I don't think that's true, and that is part of what I'm going to explain in this video. While I did not do any deep investigative dives into this platform, it does appear to be legitimate to me. The problem is that after having used it for 3 weeks, I realized something that I don't think gets talked about honestly enough on YouTube. You know, where the commentary is frequently either,
"Try this lazy side hustle and you will pay off all your debt,"
or,
"Scam alert, only stupid people would think you could make money from that."
this is my take based off of my short-lived experience with user testing. You can have what seems to be a legitimate platform and have it still not be an effective use of your time. Unless you want to go make a YouTube video about it afterward. I think I figured out who user testing is actually looking for and the demographic that this app is probably best suited for.
Money, 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 all I see. Money, money, money.
If you've seen ads, videos, or had recommendations about user testing, the pitch is pretty straightforward. Sign up, answer some questions about yourself, get matched with research opportunities, and get paid for giving companies your feedback. For anyone who hasn't heard of it, companies pay for feedback from real people. Depending on the opportunity, that can involve testing a website or app and talking through your experience or answering questions as part of a research study. Signing up is free. You create an account, fill out an intake profile about your job, industry, household, devices, shopping habits, if you like long walks on the beach and candlelit dinners, and then the platform uses that to match you to opportunities as they come up. Once you're set up, you check your dashboard or wait for a notification. If something's available, you answer a few screening questions to see if you fit what that study needs. If you qualify, you get the opportunity. If you don't, you get nothing. And I got screened out a lot. Basically, every time I tried, I was told that I didn't qualify, with the exception of one survey, which is why I have $2 sitting in my PayPal account. Speaking of payouts, they range from $1 to $10 from what I saw, sometimes more for longer sessions, which makes sense. I understand companies aren't paying for random opinions. They want very specific people. People like parents, those who own certain products, people in specific industries, or people with particular professional responsibilities. The problem is that if you don't happen to fit what they're looking for, there's not much you can do about it. My experience wasn't really about whether user testing was fake. It was about whether it had much use for someone like me. When I would check for available opportunities, sometimes I would get screened out by question 1 or by question 3. It just depended on the survey. It was kind of frustrating because I already completed my profile so that they would know what demographics I belong to and things like that. But it kind of seemed like I wasn't really being matched for things that I was eligible for. Anyway, I started noticing a pattern. The opportunities that paid more often wanted very specific professional backgrounds, like people in management or involved in hiring decisions, people with very specific types of professional experience. So I started thinking, maybe the problem isn't that user testing doesn't have opportunities. Maybe I'm just not the person they're trying to reach. And want to know something wild? While I was recording for this video, I had something else annoying happen in real time. I found a survey and started answering screening questions. One asked which state I lived in. Mine was listed as one they wanted. I answered a couple more questions and user testing told me I qualified. Let's turn those $2 into 3. Except then it said the next step was verifying my location, since location was part of the qualification criteria. Because I was on my laptop, it had me download the mobile app and scan a QR code to verify where I was. I followed the instructions just as I was supposed to, and then it said, sorry, you don't qualify for this survey. Seriously? Maybe there was another criterion I didn't meet. Maybe the verification didn't work the way it was supposed to. But all I'm saying is, from my side, it was confusing and annoying. I got told I qualified, sent through an extra step, then rejected after completing it. That's basically the user testing experience over and over. There are opportunities out there. Qualifying for them is the hard part. 2 to 3 weeks of checking in, attempting screeners, trying to qualify, and I made $2. I'm not saying user testing is completely worthless. If you're the type of person they want, you will likely have a better experience. I'm also not saying they don't pay people. They did pay me. I got my $2. What I'm saying is that your results depend heavily on whether your demographic and professional background happen to be what companies are looking for. That's a completely different question from whether the platform is legitimate or not. Whether or not it's an effective use of your time is an entirely different thing to ask. I think that if you're in management, work in a specialized or in-demand field, or otherwise fit the profiles companies are actively recruiting for, this could be worth having available in the background. But if you're hoping for a reliable side income stream and your background doesn't line up with what they're looking for, just set your expectations
Low.
This is more a few dollars here and there than a meaningful income source. So, 3 weeks, $2. Does user testing appear to be legitimate? Yes. Did it work for me? Absolutely not. That's my review. If you've tried it and had a different experience, especially if your job qualified you for a lot more, tell me in the comments. I'm curious how much professional or personal background changes this. With all that said, that concludes this video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you even more for helping me to get to 400 subscribers. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.